How's it going out there? Welcome from H2 Tech Videos. Today I'm doing a pros and cons of the Asus Transformer Pad TF300. And before I start, I just kind of want to show you what it looks like in terms of the outside. Sleep/power button is going to be right here. Volume control, micro HDMI port, micro SD card slot, and our standard headphone jack. This is the back, which is okay. I don't care for it a lot. It's kind of a plastic feel. It doesn't feel like plastic, but it is plastic. And I don't know, I mean, holding it is okay. I'm not sure if you've ever held the Acer A200, but they have a very strong cushion back, or even the I don't know, the new Samsung Galaxy Tab. I prefer the back a little bit better. On this one, it's so-so. I like it, but I don't like it. Anyway, let's jump into the pros and cons here. So first thing I'm going to throw out there is price. This tablet is $379. It does have a quad-core processor. It basically has the NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor with the 1.2 gigahertz processor. So it's literally one of the only quad-core processors on the market, and it's under $400. It's only $379 for the 16 gig. The 32 gig is going to be $399. Okay, so one that is a super price, very inexpensive, to literally be faster than the new iPad. Okay, and then the memory, this is another pro right here, is that the memory is expandable because it does have that micro SD card slot. So now they've kind of put you in a bind here, because to pay $20 to double the memory, I mean, it's kind of hard to beat that. At the same time, if you already have your own micro SD card slot or SD card, you know, I say pay the $20, get the 32 gig, and use your card. So then you can put up to, I believe, 64 gigabytes on that micro slot, which would give you a total of what was that, 32 and 64. That's forget my math here, that's 96 gigs, and obviously there's a little bit of room for the operating system, but that's a lot of memory to be able to have on a tablet. So it's great that you can really expand it and you can just fill it up with as much stuff as you want. Another big pro, and this is something that Asus is notorious for, is they sell the proprietary keyboard dock separately for it, where you can dock it and basically turn it into a little mini laptop. To tell you a quick story, I had this laying around at home, and my sister came by and she was like, "What is this?" You know, she thought I had bought a new computer, and I was like, "Oh no, this is just the dock. It's a tablet." And so I pulled the tablet out the dock, and she was able to see it, and she liked it so much she actually wants to get one, just because just her seeing how light and portable it was, but how, you know, cool the keyboard was, and how it also has the trackpad, so you can actually use a mouse. That's probably one thing that, you know, for the average user or someone that's not that accustomed to Android, having a mouse is a, you know, it's a cool little plus. So the peripherals, great extras, great accessory where you can basically use this for school, work, fun. It's very versatile. Okay, so I hit a bunch of pros there. One was the expandable memory, great price, and also the keyboard dock. Okay, and the quad-core processor. To move on here, next pro is that this tablet doesn't have any Wi-Fi connectivity issues or GPS issues, unlike the Asus Transformer Prime. Keep in mind, this isn't the replacement of the Transformer Prime. This is the replacement of the original Transformer, the first one that came out. Excuse me, not Transformer, the original Asus tablet. I think it was like the TF201, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, the first generation of Asus tablets. This is the next generation, second generation. So this is not a replacement for a Transformer, but the plus is that it doesn't have those issues. So the Wi-Fi works great, and also the GPS works just fine too. So big plus there. Next, you know, it comes stock with Ice Cream Sandwich, which is just a very fluid operating system. They just made it so much simpler to do the things, you know, great transitions here. It's a lot more efficient in terms of how it pulls power, so it does run a lot faster. It's nice to be able to just go ahead and, you know, close out your apps here. So simple from the site there. So stock ice cream sandwich, you don't have to do anything, no upgrading out of the box. It is ready to go running ice cream sandwich 4.0. It also has Bluetooth 3.0, and what that means for you is that it has a faster transfer rate. It goes from basically Bluetooth 2.0 is like 3 megabit transfer up to 24 megabit transfer. So great for music not being choppy. They're going to allow for transferring video at some point through Bluetooth. But it's just great that it has a newer technology. 4.0 is the newest, so this is kind of like right in between, but it still will allow you to have a better experience when you're on your tablet here. Let's see what else. Great screen. Has a great resolution. Not as good as Transformer Prime. This is an IPS screen. The Transformer Prime was an IPS Plus, but still very good colors, very rich. I don't know. I played with the Acer A200 tablet for a couple weeks, and my only downside was that the screen was so washed out. And on this one, I love that the color definition is just so rich. Everything just looks really good on here, and you know, it's kind of hard to fight with that, you know. So let's check out. Not too much in there. Let's move on to the cons. I'm really trying to keep this video under 10 minutes just because I know you don't have that much time to watch these long videos, but hopefully let it be informative for you. So with the cons here, and this is my problem. This is my like kind of concern with a lot of the Asus tablets. They always tend to have a very thick bezel around the edge. This little the space between the screen and the edge is called the bezel, and it kind of bugs me only because when you're typing, it makes it harder for your thumbs to reach because the tablet it ends up making the tablet longer with the bezel being bigger. I actually have a Samsung, their new Galaxy tablet right here too. Can't find the power button here. But pretty much, if you can see how thin the bezel is right here opposed to this bezel, it's such a big difference. So, you know, even I have an iPad right here, and same thing. The bezel is just a lot thinner on the iPad than the Transformer. For some reason, they always tend to make it so thick around the edges, and I don't know, it just kind of irks me. I wish they would make that a little bit slimmer, and it would allow for you to type easier when you're in landscape mode. That's just a personal thing. You may not care about that, but that's a big thing for me. Next here, the Asus tend to have a really bad standby time. Like, I'm the type where I might pick the tablet up and use it for a couple of days, and then I may put it down for a couple of days, and usually the battery always drains so low while I'm not using it, opposed to like the Acer A200. That one, I think I let it sit for like 4 days and the battery decreased like 5 or 10%. Like, it was crazy. Standby time is, again, if you don't get to use it every day, you want to know that when you do go to use it, the battery is going to be charged up, because, you know, we've heard the myths, don't keep your tablet plugged in, you know, for days and days. So if I don't want to keep it plugged in, I want to know that when I reach for it, it's going to have a battery life on it. So the standby time is kind of a con. A second thing that I've noticed that it does freeze every so often when I'm using it, and what I noticed is whenever I have like a notification, it'll kind of like freeze what I'm doing to pop the notification up, and then it'll kind of like process it. So that was kind of a con. I feel like since it has the quad-core processor, it should be able to process notifications without freezing or kind of like, you know, jerking a little bit as it's trying to let me know that something new is happening on the tablet. So that was a con there. Also, and this is kind of, this could go either way. I want to play a song for you. It only has a mono speaker, and one thing you may have noticed is, or you wouldn't notice it, I'd notice it because I have it, is that a lot of the tablets these days only have a mono speaker. A lot of them are not doing stereo.
I'ma do it better.
This is just one song right here, but you can only hear from this corner right here. So it don't get me wrong, it does sound pretty good, but it only comes out of this one corner. So you know, the sound, although it could sound fuller, it doesn't, because it just comes from right here. Okay. The new Samsung tablet, I believe, does have a stereo speaker, and I think in the future you're going to start seeing all the tablets are going to have speakers on the front, so that, you know, if you're holding it and it's looking right at you, then hey, right there you'll be able to hear that good sound and be able to take full advantage. So that was my review. That's my pros and cons of the Asus Transformer Pad TF300. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of the video. Subscribe to HG Tech videos, and hey, if you found this helpful, do me a favor and like the video, and keep watching for more technology stuff, and have a good one.